What is the sick care roller coaster? The sick care roller coaster is what I believe so many seniors get on over time. When someone gets older in life and they start to have some challenges, what happens for a lot of people is they'll be okay from a well-being or physical status over time, but then what happens is maybe they get a little lonely, a little depressed, maybe they stop taking their medication, stop eating right, and they start deteriorating a little bit on their physical health. So what happens is they end up rolling into what we call the crisis. And that's where our sick care system goes into action, right? We're really good about acute reactive services, not proactive preventive services, and therefore, people get a lot of stuff. You're gonna end up in the hospital, then you're gonna end up in a TCU, then you're gonna go to a home care company, family has to come in from out of state, and then given the way we pay for services in America, all the services go away, but nobody dealt with the root cause. So maybe you get another event, maybe you have another medical condition or an exacerbation of one of your chronic conditions, and you start back down that roller coaster again. So this time you're even more resistant to reach out for help, and sure enough, maybe your neighbor comes over for morning coffee and finds you face down on the carpet, and again, you go back into the sick care system. And this time though, as a human, you start to really challenge, am I gonna get better? Do I really have the same lifestyle that I had before? And then coming back up that curve of wellness, you're not as motivated, you're not as strong because you just had 2 or 3 acute events already that have been really deteriorating your overall status. And now you go into this longer sort of dependence kind of zone. So you go from this independent, you're free, you're doing what you care about, to 2 or 3 years, if you start getting into this sick care roller coaster, you end up dependent, maybe in an institutional care setting, with all your choices and all your hope doors and all your positive energy kind of diminishing. The sick care roller coaster really quickly identifies what the problem is that we really are focused on acute reactive services and not really focused on humanity, serving people longitudinally, not only with medical expertise, but also all the social determinants like purpose, passion, identity. Who are you and what do you care about? Why LifeSpark actually exists is to break this sick care roller coaster for people and help them age magnificently. We gotta be in a proactive, preventive health mindset, right? And what that means is we need to get paid to keep people healthy and not get paid to keep people sick. That's a really big deal, right? Because your whole mentation switches when you think about keeping people well and being proactive versus just dealing with services once they hit the roller coaster. And how we do that and what's really important to us is we understand somebody holistically. If we just talk about them as patients and as things and we depersonalize that, we don't know Molly, Bob, Jenny, Jill, your grandma, your grandpa, right? We need to know them because if we're really gonna understand what drives their health and drives their decision making around their own journey, we need to know them. So what's really important is we create a single point of contact for seniors. And that can be a nurse, physician, nurse practitioner. What really matters is that it's somebody that's deeply understanding and listening and learning what their really goals are of not only care, but goals of life. We wanna see that client in a thoughtful way, more independent, more engaged, more happy, more sparkled. So they actually all go through their entire life all the way to a point when, you know what, it's really good for them to go on palliation and have a really good end of life. And really it's taking this sick care roller coaster from a sick care roller coaster to really a thoughtful, much more gradual crescendo in the end of life and avoiding those deep, acute, reactive episodes that strip people's independence, it strips their confidence, it strips basically their soul, quite frankly. So every good story needs a villain. This is our villain, right? We can easily all get around the fact that we gotta get our seniors in a better place and off this roller coaster.